All right, what the heck? What the friggin' heck? I'm done. I don't get it. So, all right. These swords are from Temu, and I'm not kidding. We've already reviewed a couple of swords from Temu. These ones are not only the best Temu swords we've gotten so far, they actually compete with some of the best that you can find, especially the price point. And it's done me in. I'm a bit confused. So much so that Thorin and I, we want to figure out what's going on. The reason why it's breaking my brain is actually the quality, and it seems like there is this unknown manufacturer out of China that's actually making these high-quality blades with good fittings, allowing other companies kind of buy them and assemble them, and it seems like that same company now is actually selling swords on Temu just by themselves, or another company is finding them and putting them together, and as a result, we're getting some of the most affordable swords I have seen on the market in some of the highest quality, and it's blowing my friggin' mind. I never expected that I would get a sword this friggin' good from Temu. And not only that, remember the price point, $160, and on top of that, because we got this as a Temu promotion, right, if you use this code right here, this code in the search bar of Temu, or the QR code you can scan there, you will get a $100 coupon bonus. Now, you might have to make a small purchase to get the $100 coupon bonus, but you would need to make up the rest on this sword anyway, and if you can qualify for the $100, you can get a sword like this for $60 friggin' dollars. That is legitimately insane. $60 for swords like this. Now, here's the thing, though. These swords are super limited in quantity. And what happens is this seller seems to list swords on the platform Temu, and there's like only a couple, like up to 10 to 20 swords. They sell out, and then they make a new listing, and sometimes it's of a completely different sword. So what Thorin and I will show you in this video is how to find swords like this on Temu, so you know what you're looking for. And even the swords that we look up in this video, they might be out and listed, out of stock, or sold out by the time you watch it, but we'll show you how to find still other good swords, and you can still use this coupon bonus, that's part of the promotion, and get actually a really decent sword at a crazy good price. But we'll show you actually how to do that. And in conjunction with that, we will do a full review of these swords to see just how good they are. And from initial inspection, they actually seem to be just as good as many other high-quality swords we're reviewing at the moment, which is breaking my brain. But here we are. So let's get started. Shadowverse. My brain is broken.
We've reviewed a couple of Temu swords now, Shad.
We have, but these are the best swords that we've gotten from Temu so far.
There's caveats in there.
It's who's making these swords, and we think that it is from the same manufacturer. Not only do we think this sword, basically an exact copy of it, is sold on Swordia, okay? But the listing I found of this on Temu was cheaper.
Right.
So whoever is making these swords, are they ones that are slightly different to what was ordered? Are they cosmetic defects? I can't really see it. Or
is it just leftovers?
Or leftovers exactly from the order that they then list on Temu at an even cheaper price. And if we've reviewed how many Swordia swords, and they're legitimately like friggin' good. This sword, holding my hand, looks great.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's a couple of caveats here, right? I think we should understand that when you buy from a manufacturer, like a place like Swordia, Romance and Menor, you're not just buying from them for the purpose of like security, right? Because if you buy from them, obviously you have the reputation of the individual store or whatever it is, but you also have things like returns and customer support, that sort of stuff. Whereas with something like Temu, and this is just a byproduct of how it exists, that you're not going to have as much protection,
security.
Yeah.
But you do have a chance of finding a legit good quality sword at an even cheaper price. This one currently listed at $160, which is actually, now I have not found this exact sword on any other seller, but the blade profile looks very similar to other swords that we have seen.
Yeah.
Same with the crossguard, though this one is doing something differently. It does have a cheaper wrap on the hilts.
Yeah, it does. This is the same as the other, literally the other two Temu swords that we've looked at.
Which makes it feel like more of a Temu sword.
Exactly. This one here, I like, how to describe this? If I didn't have much money and this is all I could afford, I think this would be fantastic because I would spend time to make it really good. But as it currently stands, I've got a lot of like problems with it. This pommel and crossguard is sharp.
Yeah, it is.
Like that.
It's a bit pokey.
If I slipped, I'd probably cut my hand open, that sort of stuff. So, like, but for this is one of those things where we're talking about, if I was to buy this from a retailer, I would not have these issues, at least not to this degree, you know? So this is where we're getting into the...
Well, no, we have had sort of like sharp pummels.
Not as much as this, though.
Oh, yeah, yours one does have a bit more burrs at the top.
Yeah, mine's very sharp.
So that is interesting. Maybe is that why this one was listed on TV? Maybe. Don't know. But the wrap is cheaper, though. I'm fine with the wrap, and the overall quality for the price is bonkers. Honestly.
Yes, but would you spend an extra, let's say, like $50-$60 to get from like a reputable retailer?
It depends, honestly. Depends how tight my budget is. Depends on availability. It depends what I'm looking for. But like, if you're on a budget, right? And this is 160, and then you have something like a promotion like Temu you can get for $60, and you've always wanted a sword. That's amazing. Now, not only that, remember, it's not just this sword, Mike. There's this one as well.
Right.
And this one is freaking amazing.
Well, I think this is just one of their leftovers from their actual run, to be honest.
Yeah, that they just relisted.
Well, because I mean, if you look at things like the crossguard fit up and things like that, that looks pretty good, right? Yeah. But if you look at the crossguard fit up of the other Temu one you got over there, it's a lot more rough. So I genuinely just think this is one of their, I don't know, maybe a B grade one of their leftover ones. Whereas these ones, I think, are more what I would describe as actual Temu swords because you can't find them anywhere else. Possibly. Does that make sense to you?
It does make sense.
Yeah.
But that means like, you need to know what to look for as part of this, thing, right? And so that's why Tyrant and I, before we cut to abusing his swords, putting them through the ringer, we're going to quickly show you how to find good swords on Temu if you can't find these exact listings. Before we do that, there is other products I want to show you that you can get through Temu, which is awesome. And then we're going to cut to showing you on the actual platform how to find things. So there is a pretty cool promotion that Temu is doing with this. And now, before you might have had to be a new user or something like this time, there's a flat code right here. You can scan the QR code there. You put it in the search bar on Temu, though you might need to do it at the Temu app, and then you could qualify for this $100 coupon. Now, the promotion sometimes changes. Sometimes you do need to buy like a small product or purchase with this to get the $100 coupon. But that will qualify you to get any number of products. Now, I want to showcase some things here because Temu is a reseller. And so if you have issues with Temu, you should have issues with Amazon. There is dodgy stuff on Temu, which is why we're showcasing some stuff that we have tested and found to actually be legit and pretty cool, and you can get as part of the promotion. But this coupon bonus can also apply to other product ranges outside of the promotion we're doing right here. It's actually a brilliant deal, and I approached Temu skeptically, but then I found good sellers that are selling some really top tier things at crazy good prices. You need to understand a lot of these products, right, are the same type of products that you will find in pop culture stores. Anything like these are products that are distributed broadly, not just on Temu, but Temu does seem to offer you the best prices. Now, in regards to this sword specifically, it might be out of stock, but as Tyrant and I mentioned, we will show you how to find swords of equivalent value because they do get relisted. So if you can't find anything right now, wait a couple of days and you can check again, and you very well could find this sword relisted on the platform. Now, some of these other products we can absolutely vouch for, and these ones I found recently, which I actually kind of love. Check these out. These sword scabbard key rings. I love them. I actually collected these before I even found them on Temu. I even got some old ones. And not only that, like pop culture ones. So you got is here. We got, but literally like all the and these are metal. They're legit. They look great. And not only are these the type of things that you can find at these pop culture stores, they usually would sell them for like $10. These for a couple of bucks each. You can get a bundle of a group of them for just $5. And all the Lord of the Rings swords. So Boromir's sword. You've got House of the Dragon ones right here. These things are brilliant. I love them. And then I also wanted to check out. All right. We looked at some of their legit swords on Temu. I wanted to see how good were some of their wall hangers. And so look at this thing. Look at this thing. Now, this is kind of the same range where it might be out of stock on Temu, but you can, like, as a wall hanger, this is just a friggin' cool looking sword, right? I bought it because I saw it and I was like, that looks legit. And now look, as a wall hanger, it's perfectly adequate and solid for everything that you want to hang on your wall to look boss and awesome. And then I also wanted to check out one of these things. Have you seen one of these? It's a sword hilt umbrella. And look, no joke, this is as good as any umbrella that you can buy from Kmart or other places, but it's a friggin' sword hilt. That's awesome, right? And so there is legit fun stuff, perfectly good quality that you can find on Temu and get at a brilliant price. And if you do use the promotion, even more. And one of the things that I like to is I love these novelty mugs, these fantasy, like this is my main mug. I use it legit all the time from Temu. And it's like this, I love this stuff, and the prices are crazy, and then you get this promotion as well. So once again, to get the promotion, you see this code right here, put that in the search bar, or you can scan the QR code, and not only can you get any one of these items as part of the promotion, you can have a look, you'll find more awesome stuff. All right, we're here in the studio, and we're going to show you how to find the best swords on Temu. So here we are on Temu, and if you just type in, to begin with, just sword, flat, show you the results. First of all, see this point right here. You want to go down and make sure you're shopping in the United States. That's where the best swords are. Now, they don't ship to Australia, but I like the swords so much, I actually get them shipped to a friend in the US who then sends them on to me. And so there is a way to get it. Now, in terms of the results, look right here. This is actually the sword we are reviewing in this video. $161, for its price, really good, could recommend. Now, what about some of these other swords? Like this one?
Well, the few of the top ones just look like wall hangers. That one there that you had,
This one right here.
I've got to look at a couple of photos to see what it is.
This one looks actually legit.
Yeah, but I'm just looking at the shape, like it has that kind of the little connection bit, like things like that, where it's like they do it and it lower quality stuff.
This actually looks like an evolution of the first Temu sword.
No, the second.
The pummel's the same as the first one.
No, it's the same as the second one.
Oh, okay.
Remember the black one we had? It has the same scabbard.
Well, let's go even full screen so people get a better look of what we're looking at. So, all right, that one's wall hanger. This one might be actually another one of these ones from the manufacturer.
Looks like the same sort of thing, just a different pommel combination.
Yeah. See, this one actually looks like a nut connection too.
Yeah.
I reckon this is probably lower end of Temu stuff, but it would be a functional sword from experience going off of. Now, look at this one. This one looks very familiar.
Yeah, that looks like one of the original ones.
This looks like it's a copy of the first Temu sword.
Just
you can tell by the
color,
wrap.
Yeah.
Just a different color on the wrap. $103.
Yeah.
And if this is the same sword that we have reviewed, like the first one, huge recommend. And so it's actually not too hard to find the right swords. Like
that looks nice.
This one looks all right.
But remember, we are on the US version.
Yes.
Like you're not going to get any of these results pretty much anywhere else in the world.
Like this one has interesting. Like this looks like a flattened hexagonal handle.
That crossguard looks refined.
It does, and it's got like
little steel riser.
$165. This looks like.
See, why don't you get that one for the review? That
Maybe
good.
Like this one looks good.
Yeah, that one, I like that.
That one looks, and this is a pommel that I think looks better than the one
way
that we
better,
have.
Way better.
This one, I would be very confident is perfectly good. One of the top quality Temu swords.
From photos alone, it's always good to check if there's reviews and things like that. If people have got it, material, Damascus steel.
Oh, they are showing Damascus on the tip. That's interesting. That one's, look, that's suspect. That is sus. Okay, everything else seemed decent. Seal details, material, metal handle, Damascus steel.
Yeah.
That's what they're promoting it as.
I mean, I think the best way to describe this is if you see them that look like toys, then they're probably wall hangers. If they look kind of...
Yeah, like this wall hanger.
It looks like a wall hanger.
Oh, look at this. I've seen this on Temu before, and I already thought that was a great sword. It's been relisted. Like, that's a steal, guys. I would buy that one. Look, that one looks great. And also, do you recognize the crossguard there, Thorin?
Do you recognize the pommel?
You recognize that? Like, exactly. This is the same pommel as one of the Romance of Men swords we have. Same crossguard of one of them. So this is definitely by that same manufacturer, which means I could be very confident on the quality of this sword.
Yeah.
$150 available right now on Temu. And that came up by typing in longsword.
Yeah.
Another key search that you want to do if you want to find proper swords, type in medieval sword.
Now, I just want to show kind of a contrast here because all of these look legit, except for like maybe the odd one or two where you're like,
looks
yeah,
a bit
looks
crap,
like you know, a wall hanger, right? Switch your location to somewhere else, just wherever.
All right, so now if we type in just sword from the UK, no results at all. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. What did I have in? So most of those swords are all US.
And then these are all toys.
These are all toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, this is pretty much the same if you go to Australia.
Well, the reason why we bring this up is because obviously most of you guys are watching from the US, and then the next biggest place is probably like the UK, right? So give that disparity because some people have commented in the past, I can't find it, I can't see it. This is why.
Exactly. So when I'm looking for swords on Swordie, I'm always saying from the US. They won't ship to Australia, but I have a friend contact who can.
But this is cool. That's one of the polyurethane, like the high density polyurethane.
Is it? Well, you can get this in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Interesting. So there's some interesting stuff you might find in your own country.
Yeah, there's toys. Yeah.
Toys? Well, that's a trade.
Yeah, but I'm going to call it a toy because we don't have real swords. Anyway.
That's true,
anyway.
and a lot of them are LARP stuff.
Yeah.
So you really need to be in the US. That's the main thing to find the best stuff, right?
The only stuff.
But it is, well, yes. And this one, that would be top of my list, right? I would get these in a heartbeat. And so that's how you find good swords on Temu. So if you can't find the specific ones we're reviewing in this video, you can still find some great ones with the promo code.
Yeah.
Sword has come pretty darn sharp. They're not kidding around with this, son. And so... That's top tier. I think this one is even sharper. Rarely do you get swords that sharp. Now, we're talking about the pommel, so I'm actually going to hold the pommel on these ones to really see what's the go here. That performed pretty darn good.
Like a regular sword?
I mean, this one, above average, but not the best. The other sword was amazing.
Right. So the thing that I'm not a fan of, right, and this goes for all of them, is the
I was going to mention
the shrink wrap, electrical wrap. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. Handle texture. It's like a really quick and dirty way to actually just get like a texture on a handle, right?
See, I'm actually perfectly fine with it. Well, the stitching on leather handles can bug me. This is a way to get a fully formed grip on a handle without any stitching at all, which it seems durable.
But it's a plastic though, and so it's very
it's like a rubber. I'm fine with that. And we've seen this on other swords. Glamdring.
They updated it though.
Did they update that?
Well, they got the blue leather version.
Okay, well, Glamdring had that as well. I'm actually okay with it. I'm okay with manufacturers finding new modern materials to deliver as good durability at a better price. This will be cheaper than leather. I think it'll be more durable than leather. And that's why I'm actually perfectly fine with it. Hang on. People should really look at Tyrant's micro expressions. He had a micro expression after that first cut, which is like,
yeah,
okay.
It's slipping in my hand. That was my bloody micro expression. It cut great. I got no problem
really
with the grip, but my grip was a little bit. Let's just say I started switching to hold that.
You know, you're right. It is a slightly bit more slippy.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I bring this up specifically is because this blade, obviously, we're not going to be able to translate this over to camera, is a little bit. It's got a little bit of chunkiness to it, and so when you swing it around, it's got a little bit of heft, and I'm like, ooh.
Which I like that in an arming sword.
Yeah, but the grip was like, ooh. Yeah. So I just
hold it a bit tight. Maybe use some gloves.
But yeah, cut great. It's sharp, which I think the other two Temu swords did not come.
The first one was not sharp at all.
Not sharp at all.
The second one was inconsistently sharp.
Yeah.
This one is top tier
sharp. It's just sharp. That's how you would buy one.
The actual weight profile, the handling, this is a top tier friggin' sword, man.
Well, that's why I think that it's just one of the leftover Swordia run ones.
That you can get for like crazy good price.
Yeah.
Like, so one of the things to look for good swords, right, is I guess be familiar with the models that other manufacturers are selling. And if you see a duplicate, you're like, bang, I'm ready for it. Because this is just like, this is effortless.
Yeah, but see, this one, all right, I don't consider that one to be a Temu sword because it's found elsewhere, right? That's my definition of this. This sword is a Temu sword because like you're not going to be able to find this anywhere else. It's like a Temu exclusive, if we want to put it that way. I don't think this one is as nice.
No, it's not as good as the other one.
And it's not bad though. I feel like it's really hard to explain this to people because if we go back like 5-6 years ago,
it's better than most swords.
It's better than most swords, but this is not as good as...
In the current range,
yes.
If I was to put a rating on this just at the moment before we destruction test it, I'd be in around 6 out of 10 territory.
Yeah, that's where I'm kind of...
And that's decent. That is above average. That is still good.
But I don't think it's above average anymore. I think it's average now because a lot of the swords are in that range.
See, I don't know. I've been burnt by the past sword market. And when I see a sword that's just good compared to what I used to have to deal with and get, especially at this price point, I'm over the friggin' moon, man.
But what I mean is, if you're to buy a specific, long sword or spring steel sword from a bunch of these retailers now, you're gonna get that quality or better.
Yeah, this is the new...
So that's why I call it the standard
Well,
now.
this is the interesting discussion. This is now kind of the new baseline for swords, which is why we got some swords sent to us for review and the hilts were trash, but the blades were really good. And they were so bad because of what the now base standard is, we basically sent a message to the manufacturer.
Like these were better.
These were better,
This is better.
Right? We sent a video message to the manufacturer saying, look, these are some big issues. We can't recommend these swords. Do you still want us to go through the review, or are you going to improve them based on feedback? They're going to improve them. And then they want to send us those swords again for proper review, because that's exactly what they're dealing with. This is now the new baseline, and as the baseline, this is actually really good compared to what we used to get.
Yeah, I agree.
But compared to now, what you're saying, the current market, this is on the lower end of the current market of what it is. But still, for a $60,
Well, it's not $60.
sword. Oh, so with the promo, yeah, $160 just on itself. This is great.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap, man.
I still think the first Temu sword we got was the best one. It was balanced.
Bang for your buck.
Yeah, bang for your buck. It was balanced well. Like the fittings, the style of the fittings, I think I like this more personally, right?
Yeah.
But I think they were nicer. It was balanced better. And the blade on that was just so...
The blade was pretty perfect.
Really nice.
And we re-hilted that blade just because it was so good.
And I think it is worth noting that these ones are peened. They're not screw-ons.
This is true.
And that's what makes me think that they're all from that manufacturer.
I need to comment on the spikiness of the pommel. In use, I'm not seeing any issues. I'm being honest. It's only if you were to cup it here, I think there'll be issues. But right like this, honestly, not a problem. And that is my honest feedback there. I want to do some more cutting with this sword because honestly, this one has done so good. I now need to actually see, is this amongst one of the best cutters we have? And to do that, I need to get some more feedback and be honest and actually and so I'm going kind of low effort here as I just that was a fillet, but high horizontal, this is amazingly good. Like left-hander, left hand horizontal. All right. This is amongst the top.
And funnily enough, I like that design a lot more than the other ones we've looked at. Like I like that more than the ROM one.
Yeah.
In terms of its design.
Isn't this interesting? This is probably the best arming sword cutter we have reviewed. In terms of ease of cutting, use in hand.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
This is magic, man. Finally, I failed one. We're wondering what was going on. That counts. Oh, switch ends. Look at that, easy.
But it does feel nice.
Yeah, it does.
Relatively speaking.
The balance is perfect.
There's not much to say, right? Because I feel like we've gotten to a point where a lot of the swords occupy such similar spaces.
Yeah, but this is Temu.
Yeah, but we know that it's all from the same manufacturer, so it's like...
I want to find out which manufacturer this is, because And by the way, not because I'm dogging on them or anything. I want to compliment them and give them credit because they have figured out how to make genuinely great blades with almost flawless tempering at crazy prices, and they're giving access to multiple different brands. They're like selling them as white label products, it seems like. So a white label product is like a drink that doesn't have a brand, and then a brand buys it, slaps their logo on it, and says, check out the new, extreme drink or something like that. That's like what they're doing here, but with sword parts. And as a result, multiple different companies are now selling these blades, and they're top quality. They're really good.
I see the quality of inside the guard there.
Yeah.
A little bit less. So what are my thoughts on this particular one? Oh, because this is the thing, right? It's like, I don't know if you guys want to pick up this exact one. The handle is a little stubby for this length of blade and thickness of blade. If you look at this blade, it's actually a little bit thicker, right?
So but that means, like, durability-wise, I'm very interested to see how
it'll probably be fine. Its point of balance is a little bit further than I would, like, personally want.
How do you feel that? Because you didn't notice that. No. On one hand, you do. Two hands, you don't notice it at all. But one hand, you do notice that higher point of balance.
Yeah. So, like, overall, I would give this, like, a B grade score. Like, as a sword, right? This is where the price comes in. If I only paid like $200 for it, yeah, that's good. I've paid more for much worse swords.
And the price at the moment is $161.
Yeah. The other one's just better though.
Oh, well. Yes.
But again, I don't think it's a Temu sword, so that's why it's better.
It's the same manufacturer, and if it's on Temu, it's a Temu sword.
If there's 5 sold on Temu, does that make it a Temu sword? Anyway. All right, let's go smash them.
Yep. Look at the confidence we have. Thorin says we don't even need head protection with these swords.
Well, when was the last time we had a catastrophic failure with these new wave swords?
We simply haven't with these new
exactly.
swords.
The last catastrophic failure we had was with
the Tinker.
The Tinker, and before that, it was the fake S5.
Yeah. So, I mean, swords are going pretty good right now. All right, one-handed. Let's just see what this does. Dude, that is a beast, man. Holy friggin' crap. Hang on, let me get rid of this crap. What's going on there? All right, one-hander. Woo! Like night and day. This one is very different. Good morning. Wow.
Feel good?
No.
Yeah.
But what's interesting, like specifically this part of the handle, the vibration hits you right here, where the pommel not so much.
Okay. All right.
Better go.
Man, I could chop down a tree with this thing.
That's an axe. Beast of a sword, man. And not only is it so, like, usually to get swords this robust, they need to be really heavy and overbuilt, and this one isn't. Look at that resistance on flexing on that bad boy, man. All right. This has knocked it up a point, at least in my book.
That's what I mean by, like, that's properly refined, right?
Yeah.
That's not Temu refined.
What? How can you say that when it is sold on Temu? I told ya.
That is trash.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's trash.
Yeah,
just one hand, two hand. That sucked. And I think it's purely down to the 3D printed handles on some of these.
Yeah, but
don't get me wrong, I think it'll be bad with wood, but
yeah.
I think the 3D printed handles like exacerbate it.
But the overall refinement and point of balance is also doing something with this sword.
See, that's interesting.
It's resistant, isn't it? Look
that is not very flexy.
Yeah, but the vibration hit you right in the hand.
Yeah.
Right there, and
good.
you felt it.
You want to try some edge?
Let's do some edge. They're very edgy here. I'm expecting this one to just be a beast again.
Nothing, yeah. Starting off with the arming sword. Wow. You hear that though?
You hear it, eh?
Yeah. Some flats. Oh, I don't like that.
Did that bend?
No. Oh, slightly.
Well, hang on. This is the tiniest set, and you really put it in on that last swing. I saw, man.
So, interesting, right?
That is actually insane.
That sound is purely because, like, we have such a large fishtail pommel, small handle, large blade. It's like a bell.
I mean, the edge damage is a little bit more than we have seen on other recent. We've seen swords that got barely anything. This is really good. It's not flawless, but it is really, really good. What really shocked me was the flats.
Yeah.
We have never had a sword.
It's a thick sword.
It is, but like, we've only had one sword not bend on it, and that was an overbuilt piece of junk. That was the Windlash, right? Yeah. This one is not overbuilt. It is not too heavy. And so for a refined sword, we've never had a sword survive the edge hits this well.
Well, yes and no, Shad. It's complicated. It hurts my hand to do it, so I'm not going to do it.
I saw you throw it in on that last one.
Just do one. Just do one flat.
On flat? I want to try and bend it back. Ah! I'm almost bending it back. Ah! I've had worse.
Yeah, but it's not fun though. So I'm not hitting it as hard as if I really wanted to break the thing.
And I wasn't able to bend it back fully because it's very resistant to it. This is a beast.
All right, let's try the crappier one. Ah, that hurts. That one sucks. That's not enjoyable in the slightest.
Although, we mentioned that this was a bit beefier. Well, no, okay, we got a decent bend on that. Can you see this right there? That's got a bend. Not huge, but it's there. And the edge, about the same, honestly. Very much in line with swordier sword tempers.
Just in line with this new batch.
No. Romance and Men edges were tougher than swordier ones. There was a distinct difference.
Yeah, but there's a lot of complexities that go into like the edge geometry and thickness and all that sort of stuff. It's not as simple as just this one's better because it's from this manufacturer. It's like
I don't know.
18C, right? It's just a thin edge. So if we smash it on this, it does terrible.
This is true, but overall, Romance and Men edges are tougher. I'm just calling it as it is.
Sure.
All right. Wow. Okay. Final thoughts?
Sure.
Interesting. So, all right, let's deal with the Temu sword first. In performance, it disappointed me in some areas. I would give this a 5 out of 10.
Yeah. I feel like this is the low end of the standard these days.
That's not bad. This is not a bad score. And for the price point, I would still grab this in a heartbeat if I saw it. I would be happy with it as a functional, usable, maneuverable, well-weighted sword that just on the most extreme test.
The weight's all right.
The weight's all right.
I wouldn't say it's amazing.
Yeah, it's not amazing, but it's passable, basically. And so as a result, it being passable, I would be perfectly satisfied with it at the price point. So 5 out of 10, quite a fair score. The one of very significant discussion is this bad boy right here. Because, Tyranth, I'm in 9 out of 10 territory. This was a friggin' amazing sword.
Well, the problem I have is there's a couple of problems here. First off, I reckon that there's none of these available anymore. So I don't think people are going to be able to buy this one.
Well, we don't know what we found when we look on Temu. What if we found this one?
Well, we'll see, I guess.
We'll see.
But I don't think first off, they're limited quantities. Second of all, this one seems to be a leftover from one of the actual runs from other retailers, which is why it's so good. So,
but if you can find it on Temu, and we will be looking for you as well, we might have already found it, damn. But now, seriously, judge the sword on its own merits. This is a top tier sword.
I would probably put it in around about 6 or 7 because
no way.
We've had arming swords recently that are fantastic.
All right. Is it better than the?
Again, you're factoring in its price. Don't get me wrong. I like doing that too.
Yeah.
But
all right. Let's compare
to
this
all the other arming
to the
swords.
Romance of Men arming sword, which got 8.5 out of 10.
Something like that.
This is as good as that one. It is better than it in some ways, but worse in other ways, which balances out to same score, 8.5.
I think the other one's weighted better.
See, no.
Like, I like the design of this one more personally.
Yeah, I think
this
the
one,
other this one is chunkier, but that doesn't make it worse because it's still perfectly usable, and that made it perform like this cut beautifully. It cut better.
But it's just sharp.
But no, I think the weight played a big role in it.
So
you know one thing that, all right, I think, because we're comparing apples to apples here, I think the fit and finish and refinement of the rounding off of the edges.
We have a bent crossguard, and I don't think we did that. I think that came like that.
So
we've also bent, I think, at the tang here now as well.
Oh, have we?
So if you look here,
I mean, that's expected on flats though. This held up so much more with flats than any other sword. I would talk it down half a point with just the fact that the crossguard isn't as refined as the other one. I would give it an 8 out of 10, and I think that's a very solid, fair review.
But we have to take it as a package, right? This handle, I just don't like it. I think I've made up my mind. I don't like these faux rubber handles.
Is that subjective preference though?
No, it's not. Because like you just can't grip them very well. And the handle design, and this goes for, I don't care who, Swordy or whatever, I just think that there needs a little bit more here. It's
a bit more texture would help,
yeah.
I do grab that.
The pommel finishing and everything like that I think is acceptable, especially for this price range. Their crossguard fit to the blade is actually reasonably not bad. There is a bend in the crossguard that came like this, so that is part of the thing. We're bending at the tang, and we also were able to bend the blade, which again, the edge retention is pretty good. I mean, but I expect that from this sort of spring steel at this point. So
7.5, and I will break it down half a point because I think the thing you had a good valid point is it's a bit more slippery and needs more texture on the grip.
Sure.
7.5, which is friggin' good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
This sword is most likely not listed out of stock. We will have shown you how to find new ones, and remember that discount code. I think you do need to do it in the Temu app, and so if you go to the Temu app, put in this discount code in the search bar, and you will get a $100 coupon, and you might need to do a small purchase to get it, but you would need to, add a couple of bucks to get a good sword that you find on there anyway. But you could legitimately get one of like a great sword if you can find one for $60. That's insane. That's really good. The other sword that I think you should check out, which I think might actually be listed again, the first Temu sword we reviewed.
That's a good one.
I like that one. It's a bit more expensive. When we reviewed it, I couldn't believe it. It was $80.
Yeah, it was super cheap.
I think it's like 120 now, but that's still really good.
Yeah, but it was, the reason why I call that one a Temu one, because that was different.
We haven't seen it anywhere else.
We haven't seen that. The construction method was different. It had a really good tang. And the blade shape, geometry, refinement was just fantastic for that price point.
Yeah.
Genuinely. I liked the first Temu one, really did.
The review is right there. Check it out, guys, and we hope to see you there.